Hello and welcome back in the lecture series of Basic Electronics and IoT. So in this lecture we are going to deal with introduction to electronics components. What are the different components we are going to use to design a hardware or design a circuit? As we see the basic electronics components like switch, resistor, LEDs, and then motors, servo motors, and then different capacitors, LDR, light dependent resistor, diode, and batteries. So if I need to design any sort of component, so also I require a sensors which work as an input. The sensor that will get convert that physical parameter or physical quantity into the electrical quantity. Whatever the physical quantity surrounding with in us, we can say that motion sensor, soil sensor, temperature sensor. As we know that LM35 is a temperature sensor and DHT11 is also a temperature and humidity sensor. So we have different types of sensor, that is motion sensor, soil sensor, raindrop sensor, water flow sensor, touch sensors. These are the different sensors which have their own applications, own characteristics to convert that physical quantity. Physical quantities are nothing but a temperature, pressure, humidity, light, speed. These are the physical quantities. Voice means sound that can be converted into the electrical signals. That electrical signals get processed by the processor and give it their output to the some sort of output device, sort of display or actuators, motors. If I need to measure the temperature of this particular room, and if the temperature is below above 30 degrees Celsius, then the motor pump will get on. So input section is a sensor and output sections are nothing but your display unit or the actuator. So we have the actuators that takes an electrical input and turn it into the physical action or another form of energy, any form of energy. So motors, water pump, light bulb, speakers, GSM modem, then display, 16 by 2 display. These are the like types of the device which can convert electrical input and turn it into the physical action. Physical action, it means like we can display some sort of message, we can turn it the motors on, we can display that particular by using LEDs. Then linear actuators, these are the things like we can say that water flow pump, these are the things are a part of your output device or the actuator device. So if I need to design an electrical circuit, what I required some sort of batteries which can be connected with the output device. So the electrical circuit is the circular path made up of conducting material, means conducting wire which required, which can be connected with the positive and the negative terminal of a supply, power supply, and with the electronics component in which the current will get flow in order to do something useful. Output will become useful. We can see here we have to connect a battery with the switch, and then output will become bulb. When the switch will get on, or when the switch will get closed, then the light will get on. So this is the way to design an electrical circuit. So here we require input and output. Input is a battery, switch, and output is a bulb. Same thing is required for designing an electronic circuit. So we require some few important component. For example, I can say that power source, batteries. So power batteries are made up by using the lithium polymer power cells, lithium ion power cells. So these are the like material which may be used, which are the power sources are may be used to design an electronic circuit. The batteries are most common power source of the electronics applications. Batteries common in different sizes, different capacities, and their unit, we can say that ampere or milliampere are in the part, we can say, and can be rechargeable or non-rechargeable batteries may be used. As we know that battery converted chemical energy into the electrical energy, while the solar panel will get convert light energy into the electrical energy. So these are the power sources. As we see here, we have different sort of battery, and the batteries symbols as also indicate here as a battery symbols, positive and negative. So this is the way to design a circuit, and basic requirement is a power source. Then we can know about that if the switch will get on, then or the close, then particular output will get activate. So the what is exactly mean by switch? The symbol of switch, as we see here, the symbol of switch, and the different ways of switches are there. Like we can say that the function of switch is to supply electrical current or interrupt electrical current. Either it will get passes the electrical current or it will get interrupt the electrical current by turning a circuit on or off. This is the simple definition of switch. So types of switches are nothing but your push button switch, toggle switch, rocker switch, and momentary switches. These are the switches are the part of switch which can be transmit or supply the electrical current or interrupt the electrical current. It means the situation on the basis of switch function, the circuit will get operate. So the next component is most important factor is a bulb, as we see here in the electronic circuit. So either we can say that light emitting diode. What exactly mean by light emitting diode? That is, light emitting diode is like a standard diode but emits lights when electricity flows through it. Means that when the supply is given to that particular light emitting diode, then the electricity light will get emitted to that particular metal or the diode. So current always flow from the anode to the cathode and never it in the opposite direction. So the current always flow from anode to cathode. So we can see here the different colors, and different colors have their own conducting voltage. So as per the conducting voltage, we have to choose to connect that particular device or the LED through resistor. So we have to choose the proper resistor whenever we can connect LED with the 9-volt battery or any sort of supply. So if we will connect that particular LED directly to the 9-volt supply, then it may be damaged. But if we will connect with the like through the resistor, then it can be properly emit the proper diode the light. So the longer LED is the anode and the shorter LED is the cathode. But if we will see internal structure of light emitting diode, we can say that triangle structure is a cathode and strip sort of structure, opposite triangle structure is the anode. We can see, we can like show it to you in the next upcoming lecture itself. So the next component which is most important, as I see that I can see, I already told you about that, we cannot connect LED directly with the 9-volt battery. So we require a resistor to emit the proper current, to flow the proper current, and that proper current will get flow through a resistor. So what is resistor? We can see the symbol of resistor, 3 tips above and 3 tips below. Why we will indicate that 3 tips above and the 3 tips below? Because it's a combination of 3 color like combinations we can always use, as we see here the green, blue and orange, and the fourth one is the tolerance. So we can like whenever we can go for that particular resistor symbol, so either we can go for 3 tips above and the 3 tips below. Whenever we'll go for the 4 color combination, then 4 tips above and the 4 tips below, and the direction of current will get upper arrow is indicate that the positive, and then like lower indication at the negative. So the resistor are used to resist the flow of current or to control the voltage in a circuit. It will resist the flow of current. The amount of resistance that resistor offers is measured in the terms of ohms. The unit of resistor is ohms. The most resistors have colored strips on the outer, and this code will tell us the value of resistor. So as we see here, the color combination of resistor, we can find out the resistor values through that particular color band. In the next lectures we can see how to calculate the color values. Okay, so through those particular band, so we can see that less resistance and the more resistance, how to resistance is more, then the current will get less, and then the resistance is less, then the current will get more. So this is the characteristics of resistor. So the next component we can say that variable resistor. What exactly mean by variable resistor? The resistance value will get vary from minimum to maximum. We can see here the symbol of resistor, the variable or the potentiometer symbols. The arrow will get shows the variable resistor, and the arrow will get pinched out from bottom direction. So that is nothing but a potentiometer. The variable resistor is also known as the potentiometer. Okay, when you turn the shaft of a potentiometer, resistance changes in the circuit from low to high, then the resistance will get changed, resistance will get vary. These components can be found in the devices such as a light dimmer or a volume control for audio. As we need to control the intensity of light, we can vary the resistance of that particular variable resistor. If the minimum resistance, then the current will get more, and the maximum resistance, then the current will get less. Or we can control the volume of a volume button through this particular variable resistor. So this is one of the component which can be normally used in the volume control or the light dimmer system itself. Next component is light dependent resistance. In the light dependent resistance, is also variable resistor but is controlled by light instead of turning a knob. When the LED light will get emitted through the light emitting diode, and it will get resisted or received or absorbed by the dependent resistance, then that intensity or the values will get changed. The resistance in the circuit changes with the intensity of light. The resistance value inside it is a part of the like a resistor. So the value of resistance will get changed as per the intensity of light will get applied on that particular surface. These are often found in an exterior light that automatically turns on at dark and turn off at the dawn. So as we know that at the night vision, if we need to on the LED or the light, so on the basis of that, as the light will get like the intensity of light will get less, then the output connected output LED will get on. If the intensity of light applied on the LEDR, then the LED will get off. So this is the way to design a component or the circuit. So this is one of the component which may be used, which can be used for that particular designing circuit. Next component is a capacitor. As we say that different capacitors are there: ceramic capacitor, monolithic capacitor, dipped stream capacitor, mica capacitor, electrolytic capacitor. These are the different capacitors we can see here. So the polarized capacitors have the symbol like this, as we can see here in the bottom side, and the non-polarized capacitor is like this. So polarized capacitor have that particular positive and negative polarity itself. So the like ceramic capacitor or non-polarized capacitor and electrolytic capacitor are the polarized capacitor. So we can see here the capacitor is made up of two conductive plates, though two conductive plates with as an insulator between them. The insulators are available in between two conducting material, and it stores the electric charges, electrical energy in the form of electric field. So the two conducting fields or the metal plates occupy with that particular conducting material or the insulating in between these two particular conducting plate. When the charges will get flow, then the charges will get stored inside that particular conducting plate. The capacitor is like a rechargeable battery and can be charged and then discharged. So the capacitor will get charged and discharged on the basis of conducting material. Though ceramic capacitor doesn't have that symbol, and like electrolytical material have that particular polarities. Though electrolytical polarities are indicated on the strips is the negative symbol, and opposite direction is the positive symbol. And if the ceramic capacitor we need to calculate the value, so then if we have to multiply with 10 to the power minus 12 whatever the values are mentioned. For example, 102 is mentioned, so 1 into 10 to the power 2 into 10 to the power minus 12 is the calculation of value of ceramic capacitor. So this is the few basic components which are most important factor for designing like we can say that electrical circuit. Few more components are there: actuators and the sensor, different sensors and their functions we can see in the next lecture itself. Thank you very much. If you like this lecture, you can like and subscribe my video channel. Thank you.